Sport Sunday. Up until recently, the fastest sail-powered vessels around were the multi-hulls, the high-tech catamarans. But now, sailboarders rule. Recently, they went through the 40-knot barrier, smashing the world record for sailcraft. Windsurfers often say of each other that 99% of them spend 99% of their time trying to go faster than the next guy. That's certainly true of these sailors, competing at the Sotavento speed trials in the Canary Islands last year. One of the fastest was a tall West Australian sailor called Malcolm Wright, who up until a recent private speed trial he wasn't allowed to compete in, was the second fastest man in the world, having recorded 39 knots.
Often it doesn't feel as fast as you think it is, but I must admit lately I've competed on several courses which have been quite rough, and then it's just pure adrenaline, pure fear, pure just hope you can get through the course without wiping out.
No, not really.
In this type of sailing, more and more sailboarders are wearing protective equipment, helmets, face guards, shoulder and rib pads. It's because wiping out at close to 40 knots is no fun.
You can get seriously hurt. Mainly winded on a normal impact, you can get winded, but you've got your own equipment to collide with as well, which you have to try and get away from if you're going to come off. You can break masts, you can break booms, you can snap fins, the boards can break, especially if you collide with something or if you come off a jump or from anything airborne.
Do boards and sails ever get hurled in the air by strong winds?
Oh yes, the best situation I've seen is at the Masters event in France this year. I had a board hurled a good 20 metres in the air and landed 100 metres downwind from the canal, including the rig. The whole thing went together.
In the world of speed sailing, Malcolm Wright is unique. More than just an athlete, more than just a competitor. He's an innovator, constantly working on designs before shaping his own boards in an effort to extract every extra knot he can.
The major attraction for me is the inventiveness of the sport. It's a sport which gives me an ability to create new ideas and develop them for a purpose. The purpose, of course, is the speed of the equipment, to produce a craft that can go and exceed everything that's been done before.
Winter in Australia may hardly be a desirable time to be outdoors getting wet, but often our strongest winds blow with those big southwest changes that come roaring through. So that's when Mal Wright does a lot of his training. He's constantly trying different boards, different rigs, in an effort to get it all right.
The technicalities of the sport require a certain piece of equipment for a certain condition, and those conditions can change from moment to moment. We have different board sizes for different amounts of wind or different conditions of the water. There's different wind strengths, there's different course angles, there's even just the competition factor may require that you need a bigger board just to get through the starting gates, the procedure at the start.
Trying to do something like this full-time is nearly impossible in this country. Although you receive some products in the way of sponsorship, very little cash is forthcoming.
I put in my future into the sport, because what I'm doing here now is trying to achieve things in a sport when I could be out trying to earn $1. I don't have any excesses in my life. I'm lucky to have a car at this point in time. In fact, before I went to France, I sold my car to get there. So I was very much on the bottom, scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Later this year, Malcolm will once again take on the world's fastest in the Canary Islands, and in October will get to show his ability here when the speed sailors all come to this country to compete at the Sandy Point Speed Classic in Victoria, one of the windiest places in Australia. For Malcolm Wright, they will provide two major opportunities to achieve what he so badly wants to achieve, to become the world's fastest sailor.
Now that the record's 40.48, I'd like to do 45. The limits, I think, are endless, but at this stage my aims would be to exceed the world record, to do a 43 at least.
Interesting that sailboards are now the fastest sailcraft in the world. Originally, or previously, the world speed sailing record was set by Crossbow. That was a catamaran, an English catamaran, back in 1978, and their speed record was 36 knots. But of course, the French sailboarder, Pascal Marker, took that up to around 38.8 knots in 1986, and now Mal Wright pushing around 30 knots.